What's up, everyone? JP here with the Leprechaun Fantasy Workshop. I am, of course, JP, the aforementioned Leprechaun. Today, I want to try and do a couple things, which should be a lot of fun. I'm looking to do a resin pour. So we're looking to make, let me give you an example here. So for my games for D&D, this is a grader. I like to use potion bottles, obviously, for the physical for my players. And inside are a bunch of D4s. You can probably see those. And how it works is when the players go to say, I'm going to take a potion, they could already have, these at their place, and they just give them a shake, and then whatever the numbers are, and they're very easily to read. They can look at this, and then rather than looking up in the book on the tag, it says, 4d4 plus 4, so they add 4. So I made these for common and for greater, but there's other larger potion bottles, and at the time I didn't have any bigger bottles that could suffice, so I used some cigar. Oh, that could have been bad. These are glass. I used a cigar tube that I had from, and so the players would pop it and pour it out, but this doesn't really fit this is like a test tube. In a way. So, what I wanted to do, I was at the dollar store, which is a great place to go for crafting materials if you're a crafter. I went and I saw this. This was only $1. So, yeah, this, is superior. This would be the largest of the potion pots. And so what I wanted to do is do the same that I had done with the other potion bottles, which is mix some epoxy resin, pour on. Now this is a pour on, for like countertops and that kind of stuff. I think I just could pick this up. I've never used this brand before, but I believe it's like $14 or $15 is what it was. So we're gonna give it a test. And then to make the potion look like potion, red. I'm going to use a couple drops of alcohol ink, and then it's magic, right? So it should sparkle. So I got a bunch of red glitter. I pray that me and glitter have a history. So hopefully I don't cover my, computer station in glitter. We'll hope not. So we're going to get into it. And then when we're done, I've been working on my Curse of Strahd build, as you guys know. I know many of you have been asking about it on Instagram, that kind of stuff. And the first building is nearly done. Actually, it is technically done in the building stage, except I am currently... sorry, I don't know if my mic has been too loud. It was going close to red lines. So I have been building the roof for the building, which is not needed, but I like having the full, kit and caboodle. And again, the nice positive of doing the modular system that I'm using is that I can reuse all those pieces that I'm printing, so nothing's being wasted. Let me know, by the way, if you're in the comments, if the mic's too loud. Or, this is the first time I'm doing, this new mic on Leprechaun Live, so yeah. So my other stuff has got it set pretty well, I think, but I haven't used it here. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. It should be a lot of fun. I'm using my, sorry if this camera on me seems like poor quality and that kind of thing. My good camera is going to be able to do the overhead look. So I've already set all that up. So I want you guys to be able to see what I'm doing this time. So we're going to get into it. It'll be a lot of fun. I'm going to go through all the pieces and parts step by step if you guys want to do this project. It's a lot of fun. I highly recommend it. And you can do it inside. You don't have to be... I just put it in a well-ventilated area after you pour the resin. My advice. So let's get into it. I'm going to switch over cameras so you can get an overhead look, and we will start off. It should be fun. All right, so sorry for the grungy scale, but you need a scale. I mean, it's when you're pouring resin, it's exact science here. I'm kid you not. So you want to make sure. What I've done is I've taken a couple of these cups, and I don't know if you can see it. If you can see the blue line there. I think you can see it. You know, hello. It might probably help better if there you go. So what I did is I poured water into one of these jars to the level that I want the potion to be at. And then I poured it into a cup. And then I marked where it was. Now this is 1-to-1 a resin. So 1 part's the epoxy, 1 part's the hardener that makes it get hard. So I just duplicated it. So now 1-to-1. But I mean, I just eyeballed those 2 marks. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the scale to make sure we're 100% accurate. And once we have it mixed, both parts, then we're going to pour it in, or then we're going to pour in our dye and all that stuff because we want to mix it together. So let's get this scale zeroed. It's always important. And by zeroed, I mean I put the cup on there. You see that it's 0.2. Hit the 0 button. Now it's showing 0. Alright, so this is the resin. My other bottles don't have it marked. And we're just going to pour... Find my marking there. And forgive me if I look like I'm weird here, like doing my neck. But I need to make sure I'm at that line as close to it as possible. Alright, so 2.7. Let's just go to 3. Because from personal experience... From personal experience, some of it gets stuck in the cup. It's just a thing. Here we go, we got 3. Okay, so that's part 1. The cup is good. Should be the exact same, it's already zeroed. Now we're putting in the hardener. And this, again, this is pretty quick. I mean, this is technically you can make it like a 15-minute project. Now this time I'm not even looking at the mark. I want the scale to tell me what it is. Okay. So now we've got our 2 parts. We can get rid of our scale. No longer need it. Now we've got our 2 wonderful glasses. Don't drink it. Trust me, it's bad. I've got a stir stick here. What we're going to do is... How do I want to... Yeah, let's just pour it in. I think that's enough. I want to make sure I had enough volume to mix it in, but that should be totally fine. So again, I want to make sure that every bit that I can from one cup goes in the other. And to tell you what happens, because I have had this happen to me, what will happen if you do not, if you don't mix it exactly as much or as well as possible or well mixed, is when the resin sets, it won't set all the way. It'll be sticky or it will just be soft. So if you were to use a dice roller, and that's what you were making, your dice would just sink partly into the resin, and you're up a creek. You know, there's nothing really you can do. I had that happen on a project not too long ago. I made it's nothing that I've done on stream before, but a while ago I made a... We're going to mix that up. Alright, so one thing I will make a recommendation. I haven't used this product. Double cup it. The last time I made resin, that was on the live stream, the cup melted. Not on stream, but it melted overnight. So, just a suggestion. I'll give this a shake first. Shake it up! Alright. So I'm just going to add a couple drops. You can always add more, but you can't take any away, right? And then we're going to add in a bit of our glitter. This is powdered glitter, so I'm hoping for a... I've never done glitter in this before. That might have been too much, but we're going to find out. So this is the big key part, really getting this stuff mixed up. I can't even begin to tell you how. Look at that color. It's like candy. And if you're if you know what I mean, candy paint on cars, candy coats. Oh, it's beautiful. I'm trying to get the glitter to be thoroughly mixed within too. I know I'm stirring and it's making the camera all blurry, I'm sorry. But yeah, that's not air bubbles. That's the glitter. So, I mean, this is just going to look great in a potion bottle. I think I have... You always want to read the instructions. It'll tell you what the part, 1-to-1 or what the parts kind of thing is. It'll also tell you your work time. That's super important too. And then another thing with resin you want to watch out for is air bubbles. That will, they just happen. They will happen. You're gonna get air bubbles. It's nothing to fret about. They often say just use your hot breath. I use a heat gun. I've seen some people use like a hair dryer. So I think... I know I'm mixing a lot, guys, but like I said, it is all or nothing if you don't have enough in there. Or enough mixing. Okay. Now we're actually going to grab our scale again. And the reason for that is I want to pour out equal amounts. You know what I mean, string bean? Alright, so we're going to do the pour. It's right in the center. I'm going for 3. Sorry, I know you guys want to see. Alright, so that one we're going to set aside. Want to keep it as perfectly balanced as possible. Boop. And then we're going to go right into the next pour. Now here I don't need to be careful at all, I just need to pour the rest of it in. So one thing you could do too to get perfectly even amounts, because it looks like I'm losing quite a bit here. I'm at 2.6. Now, like I said, I'd lose a little bit in the cup. you know, from transfer. So the other cup that I threw away probably has, you know, had a bit in there, which is fine. Um, but what you can do, I think that'll be enough. That's fine. All right. I did get a little bit drippage on the side. I do not want that there. Now is the time where you can work on it, you know, clean it up, fix everything. Because when it hardens, you need a chisel. All right, and that's it, really, guys. I mean, we got that beautiful red color with the, you know, the sparkles in it. I want the lip to be as clean as possible, though, because I want the tops to go back in. All right, so we're going to take the potion bottles. I'm going to put them in a well-ventilated area. Get a little fly there. And we'll start on our next thing. I mean, that's how quick it was. I mean, that was only, you know, less than 15 minutes. Like I said, it's a quick, simple project. It's a great project. I will try to have a link to where I got these red, focus, where I got these red D4s from. It'll help. There you go. So these red D4s, I mean, and they're gonna match, you know, perfectly. So, and so with these bottles, the players will pop the top and pour out the dice rather than try and shake it and try and count them all inside. And then when we're done, like these bottles that I did, you know, I have some twine. We'll tie them up, you know, like on the ends to make them look very, like, more potion-y. But yeah. So I'm going to get these two bottles over in the well-ventilated area, and then we're going to get into painting. So bear with me one sec. I'm going to let you guys see some of our other work that we've done as we get that taken care of. And I'll be back with you guys in just a few seconds. Greetings. Thank you. I have the sound on now. Can you hear me loud and clear? 1, 2. I muted the mic when I was walking away, so I forgot to put it back on. Do that frequently. So, you still can't hear me at all? Testing 1, 2. Nothing at all? Can you hear me? Wait, you keep on saying no, that you can't hear me, but... Can you hear me now? I can see your text. That's your text, by the way. Let me see here. Brief pause for technical issues. Let's see what's going on. That is most intriguing. Let me see here if we can get this working. Are you sure you don't have me muted on YouTube? Because I am or Facebook, because I am showing the audio is good. I mean, my mic was muted originally, but... Let's see here. Bear with me 1 sec here, guys. Can you hear me now? Yeah, I just switched over to the live stream. I just switched over to the live stream on Twitch. The sound's working there. So I don't know about... I know YouTube automatically mutes the video. You have to go to the bottom and click... I'm not saying you did it, but you have to click on the unmute or whatever. Ah! Still not working for you? No? Let's see here. You're watching via YouTube, correct? Or I mean, I'm sorry, not YouTube. You're watching on Facebook. Almost forgot to do the doorways. Facebook? Okay. Give me 1 sec here to see if we can suss out the issue. Alright, that leaves just these little guys to knock out. Alright, let's see if we can get Facebook working for you. Alright, so when I log into our Facebook page under Leprechaun Fantasy Workshop, let's see here. Does it show us what we've got here? Okay. So bear with me as I try and figure out here why you can't hear us. Alright, so you see my lips are moving. Have you tried move your bottom corner of your screen? There is an audio like speaker thing. Do you see that? You can hear me, but you can't. That's so weird. It's working on YouTube and on Twitch. I mean, I don't have time to, try and figure out why Facebook's not working. That's something I'll have to figure out. I can hear myself on Facebook. I just tested it. Facebook, I can't hear myself now. It's weird. I don't know what's going on. But can't really stop now. Gotta be back into it. Let me know if it does start working. I mean, I can hear it on my end when I went into to Facebook. Never had that issue before though. Alrighty, guys. No problem. Thanks for the join. By the way, if anybody is watching or sees, Karen is my lovely mother. Thanks for the catch on my mic being muted. I gotta be better about that. Welcome to whoever just joined with us. We are currently painting some dungeon tiles for my Curse of Strahd build for D&D. What I'm doing here, I know it doesn't look like there's a whole lot of paint going on right now, but I print everything in black. I like the black is the first coat of paint, really. It's not a coat, obviously. But I use it like it's a primer. And so when I'm putting on stuff for like something that's dark, I only hit it very lightly, so the black will show through. So this set, like I was saying before, this set is from Printable Scenery. It's the Chlorhaven set. I was a part of the Kickstarter way back when, and so I'm fully into it. I have the whole set, and it's just a wonderful set to use to build this kind of stuff. What we're doing is we're building a 1-to-1 scale Curse of Strahd, which should be pretty awesome when it's done. It's requiring quite a bit of work. Coming up with, making sure that things fit, but I think when it's all said and done, it will be pretty amazing. If you want to build this for yourself, as we complete each building design, and I'll be releasing a parts list along with probably like some sort of like Lego style-esque of picture by picture of how I put it together. Assembly guide, whatever you want to call it. Awesome. So glad you can. That's weird, but yeah, like I was saying, these pieces will just slot in together using little clips, which currently are on the printer right now. And it's just like a big Lego set. And you can build any medieval building to your little heart's desire as long as you print the pieces. And so what we've been doing is I have a bunch of maps from Curse of Strahd, and using some graphing paper, I drew out essentially a blueprint of what I think I need, how everything will fit right, and that kind of thing. And then we just started printing pieces. And as we got enough pieces, started doing a layout, and then started snapping stuff together. And like I said, the church building is the first building in the game set. And other than the roof, the roof is not a part of, maybe in a picture or something like that, but it's not needed. But I like to have the full kit and caboodle, show how it looks and everything like that. All right, so now that we've got through these, and I feel like you guys are missing a lot because I paint further back towards me. Let's bring this more. I zoomed out, so give me 1 second here. Perfect. There you go. Okay. So we're going to do our pewter gray. So, again, painting stuff of detail doesn't take skill. This is all technique. And what I do is just a contrast technique. You have... Nothing in nature is one color. If you go to a fire station, sure, the fire truck is one solid color. But if you leave that fire truck outside for a long period of time, what happens? The sun will, change part of its color. The, dirt will get on it and stuff. You'll have rust spots, yada, 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 yada. So the trick is when you're painting stuff is to give everything that contrast color. If I stick with what I have now, sure, the black shows through in the cracks, the gray is there, but I can make it look better without having to do a whole lot more work. And, you know, since this is your set, you know, why not make it as best you can? Lesson number 1 of painting, by the way, don't drink your your dirty water. So I always have like water bottles instead of and then my paint cup. All right. So again, just working our way back, and then we'll do the little ones. This is where the technique comes in. So I just lightly loaded my brush, then wiped off part of it, and I'm just going through and adding a bit gray. A lighter gray. Now I know it doesn't look, you know, all that crazy. But when you have a whole bunch of stuff, so it's just solid black. And again, I'm just spotting it. I'm not trying to get the whole thing one color. It gives it a contrasting look, a dark granite look. And like I said, to give you a completed when it's dried look, here's another piece from another set that I did already. And then, I mean, I could go through and naturally color, you know, I could add browns in there, I could add, you know, greens, more natural colors. I don't, again, I'm building a massive set, so I don't, when you have 1,000 pieces to hand paint, you know, sure, I could take forever, but my 3D printers run, I don't know, 4 or 5 prints, it seems like a day every now and then. So I've got a lot of stuff I need to paint. I don't have that kind of time to put 10 colors on something. Miniatures, I'll do that. Again, I'm letting the black, I'm letting the dark gray show through. When these are all lined up and put together, nothing looks uniform. Nothing looks like it was manufactured by, you know, insert toy company here or whatever. And if you think you put on too much, you just give it a wipe. It's acrylics. I mean, also, you're getting on your hand. Who cares? Look at the top. And that's it. It's just a simple... Now, with stones, it's not so easy. And I mean, this is quick. We're moving through them pretty quick. Now, if you want to see... Oh, that could have been bad. If you want to see how the technique is, you know, exploited or used... A better example is the wood tiles. So this is only 2 colors. This is 4 colors, the little door. So I paint dark brown on the black. This is black. Dark brown, and then I use a honey brown light brushing on top. I did the same thing for the door, and then I did the accents, the metal around it, and the brass knob and the brass accent piece. That's it. It's quick, it's easy, but this gives you so much more definition, and when you have it next to another piece, it doesn't look exactly the same. You know, no matter how you slice it. And so when you're looking at a broad thing like that, it looks like something, you know, professional or manufactured that you would... You know, but it also gives it that rustic look. And that's it. I mean, if it was just plain brown, any kid knows how to, you know, what color is wood? It's brown. But if you lightly brush something on top of it, it will give it more depth. Because when you're 3D printing stuff, I mean, you can't really see it, but there's definition to each one of these stones. So if I lightly brush over it, now I have, there's 3 colors in here now. There's black, there's a dark gray, and there's a light gray on top of it. And it takes you only a couple seconds. That's, for those who've been watching my Instagram, how do you paint all that stuff in, so fast? Sorry about that. That is the secret. And there's no secret. The secret to painting is all technique. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that all painters are not talented. But what I do is not talent. It is just, I watched some YouTube videos, I practiced a lot, and then, like anybody, I was like, how can I make this faster and how can I make this better and more efficient? Because I've got a lot of stuff to do. That's it. So let's go, kind of my full speed here. Now we're going to add some more color, not to the main tiles. But like I said, I'm a big fan of castles. I've watched every documentary on a castle probably in existence. Guédelon Castle in France. It's being currently built by archaeologists. I've been watching them, and it's not, I want to know how they build castles. I want to know how they build pyramids, all that kind of stuff, 'cause it just interests me. But the trick is that if you see it being built live, one, you understand the architecture. So when I'm building these models, I have an idea of how the roof kind of should look. I have an idea of how I have an idea of, what the stonework should look, what kind of colors it has, the pigments, and so, again, that's not talent, that's, just studying what things look like. In art, they do, painting the bowl of fruit over and over again, right? So, I'm going to cheat a little bit on these. Since the connector sides are never seen, this is, again, another way I'm fast. I will flip them all over to one side. There you go. One side done. I just rotate them all again, because they're all going to face where the holes are at, is where it will not be connecting to, or is where a connector will be, a wall will be, so you'll never see it. So why work on it? Why spend paint? Ah, crap. Oh, I went the wrong way. You can tell one side has stone on it, the other side is the print connector. So, that side, again, is not going to be able to be facing. Boom, done. Now we'll do this other set, get rid of those. Get our brush loaded a little bit. Like one way it can go, and I keep on going the wrong way. Alright, there we go. Now a couple of those are facing the other way, so we'll turn the whole thing around. Alright, And that's all of our small pieces done. All right, so now the doorways. These are the areas that are going to get more color. So I'll lay those flat so you guys can see. Like I was saying before I realized that the mic was not currently on, is when a mason makes a stone work, castle or rebuff, something like that, most stone, there's different types of stone, granite, limestone, sandstone, all that good stuff, and they're all able to be carved at different intervals based on the hardness of the stone. So like a stone that's like black would be like a stone that has high iron content. Meanwhile, if you have like a limestone, it's almost like a white. And so what medieval builders would do, learning from, the Crusades, going off to other areas, is that they would use the limestone, which, look, it's an accent piece. It's not just, holding up a structure now. It's a nice carved accent piece, and the color contrasts with the, the sandstone or the black heavy iron content stone. And so that's what we're going to do with this chapel or church, is we're going to do that medieval, so like I said, you can see the carving. Come on, focus. There we go. You can see the carving above the archway, and then the archway itself. We're going to go through and get that with a very light, pale gray to give us that, to give us that effect, essentially. And then I could go through and weather it, hit it with like a dark wash. That's just like a, I don't want to say dirty water. It's, some people I've seen make washes with using black ink into water and then mixing it up well. It'll fit in the cracks and that kind of stuff, and accent. You can buy washes. Army Painter has a bunch of washes, that kind of stuff. They're all great, really. I love using washes. I don't really do it with terrain just because, for the most part, terrain washes are expensive. I've made my own homemade washes before. But when I'm using like a dungeon set, that kind of thing, it's not really all that practical or good use of time. Every set, I mean, that's the thing. When you start making terrain at the level that I'm trying to do, where, if I can't be quick about it, then when I die, my family's gonna have boxes of unpainted stuff just sitting around. I don't want to do that. I also want my players to enjoy what I'm making. So I got to find a way to get through it quickly, not waste a lot of time and effort. So we're going to do our accents now. Thanks for joining us. Yeah. I'll say it. Love you, Mom. Thank you for joining me on my stream today. I'm not afraid to say I love my mom. So, all right. So we're doing our pale gray. I don't need this brush anymore because I'm going to be doing some more detail work. So I'm not doing anything crazy here, just focus. I mean, it's like a 1/4 inch tip brush. So what we're doing is we're just going to go through and hit the lightly brushing in. We're going to hit those edges. Now, I'm not trying to paint it one color again, like I said. I want the other grays to show through. I want to make sure I get the other side as well. All right, so there's our doorway. Let's get those windows too. They're so small, but I like to be thorough. All right, now I want to show you something pretty cool about this. So now I don't have the pieces I choose to use to do these because I print my doors in resin. But I think that's the right way. So it will look like this when it's done. Now, I mean, what's cool about printable scenery, I don't know if you can see these two black spots. Those are holes, and you're supposed to stick filament through them, and then the filament will go through the hole on the door and through it. What I like to use, instead of using filament, because it'll give you an easier turn ratio, or like the door swinging open and closed easier, is what I use is I will use a paper clip and then cut off the paper clip with clippers and then just pop it down there. So I mean, once you do that, it's kind of never coming out again, but I mean, it's well worth it in my opinion, and the door will swing pretty easy. So we're just, again, lightly tapping the detail work. Again, this is just an accent. It's not a I'm letting my paint tell a story. That's it. Now, granted, I'm the only one who knows that story, except now you guys know because I told you. But that's the whole reason why, you know, it's the reason why history is important. You know, you learn a lot. Cool little things that you never thought existed before. Now, I mean, I could do more. You know, I could alternate those stones, color those different. I'm not here to be here all day. I mean, to put it this way, I try to have my printer, on average, do 2 full prints in a day, each one. I have 4 printers. Now, the resin printers are not going anymore currently because they are a lot faster. I mean, they print smaller things, but they're a lot faster I mean, the maximum, I think, is like 8 hours that they'll ever take to print. With the filament printers, I have had something on there for 2 days. So, it all depends on volume, size, that kind of thing. If you're wondering what took 2 days, my dragon... if you guys watch me on Instagram, I have a full dragon skull, and full meaning, I mean, it's big enough to put my whole head into. It took, I mean, I don't even know how long that thing took to print. I mean, total, it was probably 2 weeks of non-stop printing for that to be done. But All right, so again, another piece. It's not... simple enough, like I said, a quick... but yeah, with these tiles, I try to keep everything around like an 8-hour period. So it's a quick swap in. Because as you figure out where you're going to put your next tiles, that kind of stuff, you can get more done. Now we're just on the doorways, and then we're done. Again, simpler enough, right? I mean, hour and 16 minutes, we've made potion pour bottles and you know, painted a whole set. It's as long as you know, you got the confidence, you know what you're about, you got stuff lined up. How do I do this? And again, I mean, a lot of the video, I feel like probably 10-20 minutes of it was me trying to figure out why my mom couldn't hear me on Facebook. So you got to remember, I've got a new mic here, and it has a button that I can push to mute myself, and I just forgot to hit it again. So first part of this was a silent paint, but that's all right. All right. Simple enough, right? And from a distance, pops. Again, so something I mentioned about, I often talk about in the channel. When you're painting stuff for D&D, there's different levels for everything, right? Of painting. I look at, I mean, you've got, Da Vinci painting at number 1, and then you've got, the guys who paint miniatures and sculpts and stuff that they enter into contests and, just, it's unbelievable. That, again, that's a different level of painting than what I'm doing here. I could spend, weeks painting each tile. And, and I'm not obviously 1 week, but I mean, if I really wanted to go crazy, I could paint every single one of those bricks a different color and, do washes and all that stuff. It's just not worth the time. So, that's a thing you got to remember when you're painting these sets, is how much time do you want to invest in it? We are at